that's so overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crowd. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad. I don't wanna be tired. Feels like it's my time. I don't need you now. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your
We're not the only ones. 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 Days gone. I won't waste another one. All that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Take me back to you. We're not the only ones. 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 We're not the only. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. Heads down, they will watch us shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Back to you.
my brain. There's no time to play. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous day. Grab the keys from off the counter, commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for away. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
You look like a child. Well, thank you very much, Arthur. I've been very lucky down here. Feeling better than I did up north.
Collars itching, face switching, another cup of joe and I'm fine. Come 5, I can burn a fresh dime. Lifting up the burdens, putting weight on my mind. Bet if I didn't chase that and embrace distractions, master my lack of faith and break through. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out, but as I fight, I feel my colors wash away. I'm finding my ground in the light of the hours I can claim. 'Cause in time I restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night. My old life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA. I'm headed on my way. I'm headed on my way to LA. Headed on my way to
Couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by.
nice. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
From Oceania to Asia in just under an hour. Tell me another airline that can do that. You're not on an airline, but it is going to be a wild ride. ESL Challenger Season 49. Asia comes back. I'm T-Time. And flying with me tonight on my co-pilot is going to be Jordan Elfish Guy Mays. Take it away, Kevin.
Damn. Yeah, lovely weather this evening. Actually, it's been a little bit rainy over here, but not too much turbulence on the way through that Oceania matchup. We had even a very, very fast second game, 13-0. So picked up a bit of tailwind. Can't be too mad about that one. But I think things are going to start to get a little bit choppier as we do head over the mainland here in China. Tyloo up against a Ninja. This matchup, look, on paper, it should be a really, really clean and easy one. But as we know, when it comes to Counter-Strike in this region, particularly when it's Tyloo playing in ESL Challenger League, you can't necessarily count your chickens before they hatch.
You sometimes don't have any chickens at all. Sometimes you're just wondering, wait, what the hell am I being served on inside this burger? And Tyloo tell us that it's the mystery meat, and you've got to figure it out as you go along. Group stage has largely been figured out, though obviously a lot of teams over here, in particular you're looking out towards Tyloo, who might not be quite at the right place. 7-1, they've got a lot of matches to get through because they were away at ESL Pro League, and of course still very important to make that run. Inferno, no surprises to anyone, doing very well. Now, I've actually been very pleasantly surprised with how well -72C has been doing overall, Jordan. Really going into the season, I didn't have them pegged as a favorite at all.
No, definitely not. But again, this is one of those things where you do have to sort of bear in mind that we are still only about halfway through the season, so you'd kind of have to dig into the nitty-gritty there. I haven't actually had a complete look at exactly who they've played, who they haven't played just yet, but there may be a world where they still have to yet play Linvision, Tyloo, Huns, Rare Atom, and then all of a sudden that scoreline doesn't look quite so good at the end of this season. But that's regardless. The point here, obviously, is yes, they're definitely up there, definitely challenging, doing pretty well for themselves. But I will say there's still a lot more matches yet to be played for a lot of these teams, so I can expect a lot of moving and shaking to be happening on that leaderboard.
Well, let's find out which way things are going to be shaking out in this one in particular. We're going to take a quick look over towards the player to watch by our partners, our boys, our friends over at Kadia Gaming. We've got ourselves Attacker, and listen, you chose this one, and I think it's for good reason. It's very easy to pick out anyone like Jam Young, like Mosea, and say, hey, maybe G, because he's been the flavor of the month as far as interviews are concerned. But you take the man who is perhaps the most symbolic of Tyloo in a lot of ways, Attacker.
Yeah, look, I wanted to talk about Attack, and I wanted to actually pick this Tyloo game in general just because of that ESL Pro League run. I think we didn't really have many expectations for Tyloo, and certainly not for this player as an individual at that event. But when he went overseas, he actually performed really, really well, I thought, individually. Watching a lot of those games that Tyloo were playing, and he was really clutch. He was pretty consistent. He had a lot more impact than I expected that he was going to be able to have in the server. So again, I'm trying to sort of come into this with an open mind and hope that we're going to get that Tyloo again tonight in ESL Challenger League. So my eyes will be very tightly peeled on Attacker to see if he can kind of continue winding back that clock, kind of bring back the nostalgia goggles for me a little bit, because what I saw at ESL Pro League was, look, if not peak Attacker, probably that's a bit of a stretch, definitely a very good-looking Attacker, better than I expected from someone who has been kind of in and out of the game for a little while now. So I think he's a really cool prospect coming into a game like this one, and I can only hope that that trend will continue for Tyloo here and into things like the MRQ, potentially the Major, and beyond that as well, because this is the Chinese team that I think we all want to see succeed, and we did see some flashes of that at ESL Pro League. Whether or not, though, they're going to be able to find that level of consistency still remains to be seen, but we are going on to an Inferno, which is a map that we saw them have quite a bit of success on back over at ESL Pro League. So should be right up their alley, and I think it's going to be a tough day at the office for Ninja.
The thing is, for Ninja, Inferno has actually been a very good map for the core of this team forever. I mean, you're looking out towards Rage and Risk, who obviously, I'm going really far back for this one, but if we're back ever since the Invictus Gaming days, they've always been very good on Inferno, and Spine as well. New Happy were kind of Inferno specialists, so look, obviously Tyloo should be winning this, but I would be surprised if it is one-sided or easy to predict. I'll just put it that way, Jordan. Look, it obviously makes sense. You want to play to your strengths and everything as Tyloo. Probably don't want to go into a train pick over here, but it doesn't leave Ninja without answers.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that Ninja is a particularly poor team by any stretch of the imagination. I think in terms of Chinese rosters that you kind of have to keep an eye on in terms of that tier 2 space, there are definitely some names in there that we have a pretty good understanding of, or that we've seen around a little bit. Spy and Rage Risk, definitely. Miami's even been kicking around for quite a while. So I think there is a real world where this is a team that can upset better teams, but I don't think that there's going to be many matches where they will go into as a hard favorite. Certainly not here against Tyloo either. But again, with these domestic matchups, you never really know. You never really know exactly how much Tyloo's putting into the regular season of something like this ESL Challenger League. I've watched them now for a few seasons in a row kind of cruise their way through the regular season, and only when they get into the playoffs do you really go, oh, that's the Tyloo that I know. So I don't imagine that they're like really hardcore pracking in regard to this particular matchup. Like, are they anti-stratting Ninja? Absolutely not. There's no world.
Listen,
they're just going to come in and
here's the
dome
thing, though, Jordan. I will say this. According to HLTV's VRS forecast, Tyloo loses 6 standings in the VRS rankings if they lose this one, though. And you have to remember the way that the ESL Challenger League is structured in Asia. It's strange, right? In Asia and Oceania, it's best of 2s, and we treat it like that. But the HLTV match pages don't, and HLTV is what is used to calibrate VRS rankings. So you effectively have potentially 2 best of 1s over here, which if you get upset, you are going to be losing a whole lot of ranking points. So there is that to consider.
That's true. I think that's a very relevant point that, you know, we sort of talked about that a lot at the start of the season, and maybe haven't really talked about it as much now that we've kind of, you know, it's like old news in a sense, in a way. It's like not that exciting to talk about anymore. But I remember it being like every single time we do the first sort of week or two of ESL Challenger League, both OS and Asia, we were saying, look, super important. Every single game matters. VRS points on the line. How often are you able to get VRS points, even in Asia and Oceania? Not as easily, obviously, as in Europe or something like that. Although Asia is looking okay at the moment. But every point matters for sure. More
than that, it does feel like it's just when there's such a big disparity, right? I mean, Tyloo, for context, are ranked 31 in the VRS rankings. They're ranked, and Ninja is ranked 199. Right, and in domestic matchups, we know that gap really isn't that big in terms of this isn't a 31 versus 199 situation. Probably more like, if we're being realistic, like a 30 versus 65 sort of thing. And that does still seem like it's pretty clear odds in favor of Tyloo. But you could see one of these maps going the other way if things aren't being, you know, taken too seriously.
No, 100% for sure. And that ends up having, you know, knock-on effects later on down the track for someone like Tyloo. Maybe not quite so much for Ninja at this point. They've still got a lot of grinding to do before they get into any relevant territory. But for someone who is in Tyloo's position, who've just come off of a pretty good event at ESL Pro League, we know that they're going to be playing at ACL in, about a month's time. Which is an event where I would expect that they should be picking up quite a decent chunk of VRS points as well. The MRQs are going to be coming up. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for Tyloo if they continue this track record to really boost themselves up. And if you go and actually look at the rankings themselves, and more particularly look at the Asia rankings, and you see how close things are between the likes of FlyQuest and Rare Atom and these kinds of names, you're actually almost starting to get into a territory where someone is going to knock FlyQuest off of that slot, and some of these Asia invites are going to start going elsewhere. Now, obviously, we've already seen that in the case of Liquid from a TO who I will not mention, but they are synonymous with Boom. And I would say there's concerns there, definitely, for me. But even when it comes to the standard Asia-based invites, right now, Rare Atom and FlyQuest are 1,040 Valve points tied for 3rd and 4th.
Ooh.
And Tyloo is sitting somewhere around 1,000 points. So they're not too far away. Well, that says 1,054 on there, and then it says on the actual ranking itself that I can see, it says 989. So I'm just going to leave it up to the jury there. But there's somewhere around that mark. Regardless of where exactly, my point is, like, an extra 5 or 10 points here could actually be the difference between getting an invite somewhere down the track to something like, for example, NI Melbourne, which is coming up very shortly. That invite went to FlyQuest, but in a different world, it could have gone to Rare Atom. It could have gone to Tyloo. So Tyloo got to be making sure that they do cross their I's and dot their T's. And there's our player to watch attacker getting the opening kill of the game. We love to see it.
G's got himself another one as well, but the problem is going to be back over towards mid where the flank was coming in. Rage is doubling. Some great stuff coming out from him. I think for me personally, if I had to call out for a player to watch on the Ninja side, it probably would be Rage for me. Always been a very good Inferno player, strangely so, in relative to his other maps. Mercury left in the 1v3. Closing the distance, gets one shot given over to him, but it is a losing battle, and he reminds us of that. So, good start of things for Ninja. Quick overrun of that A-bomb site.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it'll happen. It's a pistol. I'm not really prepared to write home about it just yet. But a good start for Ninja, definitely. We'll see what they can snowball off of it. It doesn't look like there's going to be much of an investment from Tyloo, so we'll be expecting the buy in round number 3. 2 MAC-10s out here for Ninja. See if they can farm up quite a nice little stash early on in the piece, which I think they'll definitely need. If there's going to be a world where Ninja is able to beat Tyloo on one of these 2 maps, it is going to be, I would say, quite a brawly, back and forth kind of a game. You know, maybe Tyloo making a few mistakes here and there, losing some control of the economy at an inopportune time. I don't think we see a Ninja just walk over Tyloo in the same way that if Tyloo 2-0s this matchup, for example, you could definitely say, well, Tyloo just had a fantastic day. They just rolled over Ninja. Easy peasy. But I don't really see that being a possibility for Ninja. So I think taking these early rounds, getting that money built up nicely, you know, again, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, is really going to pay dividends for them later on down the track.
Is Say My Name risk?
I would only assume so, but I will check on the HLTV scoreboard.
Okay.
I know there was some confusion the other night about, I think it was Child King was playing under a different alias as well. It's just the face of it. Yeah, it is risk. It is.
Okay, got it. Good confirmation on that one. Right, well, Tyloo go out and say, you know what? We want to save, and for good reason. Those MAC-10s that you mentioned are almost going to be out of the hunt. Now the question is, Ninja, do they want to commit out to it? I'd like to see that, right? Just chuck the MAC-10s at them, and a worst-case scenario, you lose them. Not really end of the world. Risk will slowly be darting forward. It is going to be 2 players on the bomb site. And look, if they can take him down quickly, they really do remove most of the options of making money. And it feels like just by keeping him at bay, they're able to do so. I would have liked to see him commit. Whatever, it's okay. He wants to play careful initially versus an opponent who they think on paper is much better than them. I understand.
Well, Jam Young's got the MP9. So I'm interested to see what he's going to get up to here. Just heading over toward Banana, which seems a pretty safe place to take that MP9. You always get a bit of value out of that one at the half wall. Not always, but often. Not going to get to go to half wall, though. This is a nice top Nana take early on in the piece from Ninja. They have successfully kept Tyloo out of sandbags. We've got a bit of retake util coming through now.
Oh. That's going to be a good nade. Oh, that is a great nade. Rage and Spine down low. Jam Young here to put them to bed. That's what he started off, and happy to tuck them in as well. And now, fights continued, but Rage will be quartered off by Smoke. Will have to move back to collect the bomb. It is 2 defenders on the A-bomb side who are about to be given a lot of company, and company they're willing to have.
This is not what you want. Going into a 4-stacked A-bomb side against Tyloo. Whoever that was didn't get the memo. It was Attacker. And that was not as clean as I would have liked it to have been from Tyloo, but Mosey, luckily, gets the job done.
Yeah, I won't lie. I thought that round was kind of over, and then suddenly right back into things. This is one of the nice things about the Chinese scene, which is that unlike the Mongolian scene, I think in many ways, China's firepower goes very deep. And I think in the Mongolian scene, you actually start seeing teams like Chinggis Warriors and whatnot struggle with tactics more than... struggle with firepower more than with tactics very often. So, yeah. It is always a nice reminder whenever you see these 3 versus 5s get a little bit hairy about what these teams can do. Watch out for G. He's getting aggressive out in towards the apartments.
Classic G maneuver. Sometimes see him do it with the AWP even. This time getting it done with the rifle. And Ninja... well, they're just going to decide to push a couple of smokes. One through bracket there, a little bit over towards the banana side as well. Happening. Jam Young with that MP9. Not able to land anything through the smoke, but numbers advantage already for Tyloo. They'll be happy with. And and slow things down from here.
Jamyang does have an incendiary, but they could just run through it if they want to. The boost up is going to be revealing his position. He goes back in. Oh my goodness, they're never going to be expecting this. Incendiary at their feet. They're segmented off. Spine's been dinked, but there's no follow-up. There's no nades. There's no nothing. Not until Mercury's able to peek back out over Mosaic. Keeps it going, makes it 3 versus 2. That smoke will provide you very little. They've shown how willing they are to disrespect it, even if they will take a couple of smacks to the face for doing so.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I just don't think we're really getting that same Tyloo at the moment here in ESL as what we did at ESL Pro League. However, this round should still go their way. Attacker get the job done onto Say My Name.
Say my name, say my name.
Say my name. Risk.
All right.
Is that how that's supposed to go? But, you know, just in that setup again, when we've got 3 players over towards the B bomb site, it just feels a little bit discombobulated almost there for Tyloo. Mosaic kind of like taking the initial fight after Jamyang goes down, but like no one really helping Jamyang out when he's in Banana. And then the third player coming through there as well. You know, it just... I don't know. I don't feel like we're getting that same like crisp, sharp, sort of snappy Tyloo that we kind of saw at ESL Pro League. This is a little bit more of a lethargic, labored spray downs kind of Tyloo that we're a little bit more used to seeing on online games. Which, you know, again, they're getting the rounds done for the most part. These gun rounds have gone their way, obviously, but it's not really what I wanted so far.
I like what's going on over here. Ninja's trying to get sneaky with this. A bum rush on Banana might be the call. Flashes galore to be thrown outwards. It is going to be intercepted by Mr. Jam. Second name Young. Third name Quad Kill. Jam Young Quad Kill. There you go. Can't get the full ace.
That was a bit more like it.
I'm glad that you were satisfied by this one, Jordan, because that was good looking.
Well, I had to go on a big rant about how they weren't hitting their shots, only for them literally in the next round to have a nice 4-man spray down. Granted, it was against pistols, but...
Hey, spray downs are spray downs. They have armor, they have tech 9s, they have a lot of flashes with them. It's hard, man. It's hard out there. Risk will be finding his hands on the AWP, a weapon that he is generally very comfortable with. Maybe even wants to go and see if there's a contest to find up against G. A aggressive line into apartments could go a long way, and for now, he looks to be looking for exactly that. Great timing. Fantastic stuff. I really like what he's doing over here. Movement's fantastic, and now he's just looking for that line down onto G. G is playing from back in Moto, so he might be opened up to it if he's rotating into the site. He should go down. Rage, in the meanwhile, just wants to make sure that Mosaic and Jamyang will not have too much to offer over here. Mosaic is going to be taking an isolated fight, and with the flashbang actually blinding out Jamyang, that should have been Rage's opportunity to win it outright, but instead the MP9 takes it.
3 on 4. They somewhat have control of brackets now, though, Ninja. As we see Attacker work his way back in towards Pit. Extra rotator coming in the form of Jamyang. We'll be there in time. Ninja have just stalled themselves up. They're going to try and find themselves a pick. Sasuke creeping his way forward with the AK here. Not really going to find too much. Tyloo playing this one very patiently.
Okay, well, that'll be helpful. That'll be very helpful. Double kill out from Attacker. Jamyang, when I saw that he had a flashbang and an incendiary, I thought he'd be trying to pop the flashbang out over Pit as fast as possible. It is not needed at all. It's really nicely done. Uses the incendiary to just make sure that he won't be taken down by a T-side player who might be lurking in middle, and he is able to get that work given over. Again, very surprising kill where the MP9 wins the duel from Logs over in Banana, but for Ninja, you can't be missing out on those. Once again, it's acceleration. It is G to receive, and he's got the Tech 9 from the earlier round, so he's not going to be shy from fighting up. It's a man's world, because it's Tech 9s on Tech 9s. They do it the fair way. Mosaic with 4.
Very different approach that time from Ninja, as was to be expected out of the Tech 9s, but doesn't really work in the end. So very solid stuff from Tyloo as they start to really get rolling now on the CT half. Take them a couple of rounds to really start to impress, but It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. We're looking a little bit more like where we want to be in regards to Tyloo. Another gun round out, though, for Ninja.
Okay. Attacker's able to keep his utility for a little while longer. Meanwhile, fights over in Banana. Jam Young. A grenade, an incendiary. It is the works, and a boost from Risk is going to be giving him a stray kill. That felt like a prayer, if I've ever seen one.
Top 9 are taken. There is a smoke in the way right now for Ninja, but plenty of time for that to fade away. There will be a re-smoke through. Timing not great, but Jam Young is just better. Nice headshot on the spine, and he gets a lot of work done onto the second player as well. Mercury comes through for a trade. I think he's been watching some Somebody demos.
This could be where the utility makes a massive difference. Look at how much G has, but the problem is he's the one going forward initially for some sort of aggression. An incendiary out towards out towards Quad would go pretty far. Actually, those are both the same positions. I don't know why I'm correcting myself. Incendiary is going to be clearing out new box, and with that, G is now going to be much more concerned about what's going on out towards Banana. If he can cover that off and attacker isolates a duel into pool, maybe something can work, but with Risk taking first move, it is going to be him giving the round back over to Ninjas. They will be finding that third round. G goes down in the end. Miami will be doing the same.
Yeah, again, though, you can just see how sharp some of these players are on Ninja. It was a clean kill from Miami onto G. I want to sort of go back to what you were saying earlier on in this game, now that we have attack timeout. You were sort of saying like the individual talent kind of runs deep in China, and just to corroborate that, we actually have a predominantly Chinese team playing at the ANZ LAN this weekend.
Yeah,
they're all students, and I was talking to them because I met them today for the first time, and I was said, you know, hey, you guys, like, you know, did you play back in China? And they did. Yeah. And I said, so you're obviously staying here to study for a few years, and then what, you go back home after you finish your studies? And they're like, yeah, that's the plan. So I said, well, do you intend to keep playing CS? Like, what's the plan? Like, do you ever want to get into like a top Chinese team or anything like that? If you had the opportunity, would you play in like Tyloo or something like that? And they were sort of saying, no, we don't think we're good enough. Like, there's too many good players in China. And then I was like, what do you mean there's too many good players? Like, where are all these players? Like, where are all these good players if they're still picking up attacker? You know? So, anyway.
Well, they did have Starry before that, and we saw how that went. So, you know what? I'm with them on the attacker pickup.
But the general consensus, obviously, is that, there's a lot of talent within China, as we're seeing, but it may not necessarily always translate into a team environment quite as much. That was the concern that they raised. However, this Ninja squad certainly not shy when it comes to the aim department. G really under pressure. That's going to be a tough shot to hit, and he'll fall. A-side's going to be taken by Ninja.
You've got to save this one if you're Tyloo, but they will look to see if there's any initial fights to be taking, and it is Risk to put them down. Yeah, honestly, Jam Young's still going to go for this one. He can switch up for an M4A1, and if he found Sasuke on 25, maybe just go for the full defuse. So it makes you wonder, but you don't need to wonder for too long.
See, this is the thing again about Tyloo. Like, are you telling me they're going to go for that if they're playing against FlyQuest on Inferno Decider map in the third and final best of 3 that they get to play, or the 5th, as it were, I guess, for an X spot in the playoffs of ESL Pro League? I don't think so. Or in Stage 2. I don't think so. I think that, in a sense, when they played... Oh my goodness.
That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. Literally ever.
I've never seen that. Yeah, that is as well for me. But yeah, I just don't think we get the same Tyloo sometimes. You know, they're going to limit test a little bit. They're going to give it a crack. And that's fair enough.
That's a man. Mercury is under contest. We'll finish off the point in just a second because Attacker wants to get involved this time earlier on as well. Not necessarily the way in the boilerplates. It is out in mid. He is a monster. And unfortunately, Ninjas are finding that out a hard way. Now, I think, Jordan, that this is all just to make sure that Jam Young doesn't get bored and hope to go back to Valorant. Just take it chill for the online matches initially. Just ask him to show up big time for the playoffs. Ask him to show up big time for the land matches. It's okay. Now, he's 12-4, so maybe I'm just making things up out of my behind.
Maybe. Yeah. I just think at this point Tyloo's kind of just playing around with their food in a sense. They're doing what they can. 12-4 from Jamyoung. That is a pretty reasonable performance. I want to see more from Attacker. He's our guy. He's our player to watch. Not doing too badly, but yeah, sometimes Jamyoung does just take over a half or a map, and there isn't usually a whole lot left over to the rest of the lads.
Yeah, Eternal Fire learned that the hard way.
Jamyoung just performing a little bit of a soliloquy at this point. Kind of doing it all himself. Not really worried about anybody else. Doesn't matter who's on his team, who's on the other team. 13-4, he's got another one.
There's a lot of players who, in different esports, have been ruined by RPGs. Have been ruined by World of Warcraft and the like. Rage is speaking through the smoke, will likely be taken down over here. Not very healthy. We'll put a pause on the World of Warcraft discussion for a second. Mosaic is going to be contested by a boost. Spots it out. Spine's taken down. Continues to spray underneath. Will see the bomb. Takes it down. Rage will get his one. But no more than that. And as Risk is the last man standing, he'll be taken down. But yeah, I think Jamyoung is the kind of player who would go to World of Warcraft and say, well, what's the difference? I'm playing PvE over here in CS anyway.
It's true. Yeah, I don't get the feeling that Jamyoung's much of a WoW player, quite frankly. Spine looks to have DC'd. Yeah, something's going on. So we'll have a little bit of a pause here. But you're 100% right on that train of thought, by the way, because it has happened to no shortage of players in the ANZ region. I don't know if you remember Offnu.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was infamous for being a WoW guy. And when the WoW expansions came out, you know, he would see a bit of a drop-off in his
Do you want to know
CS
something
performances.
funny? The greatest Pakistani Counter-Strike player of all time, without a doubt, is Pokemon. Saad Pokemon Emmett.
Right.
Saad is a very close personal friend of mine. And for years, he would just stop playing the game and play whatever, like, RPG. Because there was this one from, like, Amazon as well. I don't remember what the name was. Maybe Lost Age. Whatever. It was one of these...
Lost Ark or something?
Maybe. It was one of these, like, you know, garbage RPGs. And he was just playing for 9 months a year, except for when the RMRs came around, and then he'd start to play. And he's obviously good enough to qualify into like, you know, maybe top 2 or top 3 in the MENA qualifiers. But he never won the finals, which you needed to qualify. And he's always blamed his luck and everything. And I always remember just going up to him and saying, "But you're playing WoW for 9 months of the year. What do you mean? Right? How is this your luck?" But you know, Counter-Strike players going to Counter-Strike. He's since then become a very diligent hard worker again, and we'll give him credit for that one, right? Like now he's really gone back to grinding and everything, got everything together. But you do wonder.
Yeah, I'm sort of honestly a little bit surprised that we don't see more of those sort of like South Asia, I guess, and Middle Eastern mixes. In things like ESL Challenger League, like the only real South Asia presence that we've got is from India. God's Reign,
from India, in general.
which is India. But
can I tell you the real reason why? And listen, I love these people. These are my people. I am one of them. I am guilty of this just as well. We cannot stand each other for 10 weeks of open.
Right. That'll do it.
Every single team that has tried has just fallen apart and disbanded.
Yeah, like, I mean, these like Onyx Ravens, the Divine Vendettas, the Camel Riders, like these have all been reasonably decent teams within their little sub-region, but never been able to kind of break out of that sub-region.
Well, right now it's all about the last round of the half, and Jamyoung has been dissuaded from maintaining a hold on Banana. He's a man who likes his fruit, though, so he's not going to let go of this one without a fight. When did he lose the howl? That was iconic for him, man. still.
I mean, maybe a
Flash
drop.
overhead, push through. It's Jam Young to intercept. Good for one. It's Moseo with two, and Jam Young will be the trade, sure. But as Miami looks to trace out a path through the smoke, it is still damage being taken, and G staying alive. A deep grenade is not going to be doing them any favors. While Sasuke lurks back to the A site, he's suddenly realizing maybe I would have been better on B. He's still looking for this rotation. Mercury is going to face back against him and will fall, so that leaves Attacker all alone on this A site.
This round has ended up very strange indeed. That's a bold fight from Attacker, but he makes it work. And this is where he has actually done some of his best work at ESL Pro League. What a nade, Attacker! He is doing it again. That's why he is the player to watch for this matchup. This guy's crazy in the pit. He gets all three. Unreal. That's a solid first half from Attacker and from Tyloo. We'll be back for the second in just a sec.
And find I retain that I left my distractions behind. I will be in the meantime. I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Fading from color, reaching to find where I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine. Why sit around and waste the time? Stuck in the backseat, told to drive. They told me go to what you love. I never knew what that was, but even when I make time, I think of all I've given up. I wish it wouldn't be so hard, 'cause you're the one that gets slighted. You say I don't make time for anyone, and you're a smile.
Back on in for the second half here, and Tyloo put together a pretty decent first half there, 8-4. You can't be too mad about it. Props to Attacker for the nice 1v3 at the back end that did really seal the deal there for round number 8. Ninja, however, have shown that they can shoot pretty straight when they get their opportunity. So a pistol round in particular feels like it could well be their forte. First couple of shots, though, from Spine do go whizzing past Tyloo. Jam Young looking for info at the top of Nana. Has not yet seen Rage hiding behind Car, which is no longer a car, it's Barrels. But either way, he gets nothing done, and G has to get the trade. It's all, unfortunately, again, for Ninja, going the way of Tyloo so far. Sasuke has been spotted out there in Boiler, but he'll lose his head, and this is going to get a little bit awkward as he gets another one onto Mosey. Tyloo scramble after him into the bedroom. Eventually catch up with him. G's got the job done. It is still hanging in the balance, though. 2-on-2.
Jamming's watched out for Spine, and they want to isolate the duo onto the bomb site. Understandably so, if that's what you're going to be delivering. G's got 3 kills so far, rivaling and then exceeding that of Sasuke, who's the only reason why Ninja's even had a chance for here. 4-8. And with the way things are going, it is going to be 4-9. Spine misses out on his opportunities, and it is going to be a player ducked out in a mini pit, which is guaranteed. G is going to be guaranteeing 4 kills as well, up to 12-4 now. This is going to be Tyloo setting up for a quick success.
You would think.
I mean, they're set up
what's
for
going to be the
it.
option of choice? They are set up for it, definitely. Yes. I can agree with that. We're just waiting to see whether or not Ninja's going to force buy in here. It would be one of the things to do, but they do not. Deagle's out for a couple. Saw a bit of Deagle decimation in the Oceania matchup over on Anubis, but...
Shout out to Jinx, man.
Oh, what about shout out to Spine? That first shot doesn't quite connect, and Jamyong, alongside Mercury, able to find some entries, one toward A, or one towards B. It's not going to slow down much of that progression over here on the B-bomb site. That's a job well done by Tyloo.
Okay. Easy pickings, I suppose. None of the Eagles finding anything, none of the USPs finding anything, none of the Ninjas finding anything.
Wouldn't it be crazy, though, if this Ninjas team...
became better than Ninjas in Pajamas?
Well, I was just going to say play in an event with Ninjas in Pajamas and play against... You know, you'd have Ninjas versus Ninjas in Pajamas. And then the casters would be saying, well, the Ninjas are playing really well right now. But then you'd be like, which Ninjas?
Yeah, but then I've also casted Nico versus Nico 100 times and I hate it, so...
I think you'd have to say Ninjas or Ninjas. And then everyone would know.
No, because Ninjas is also how the Swedish people would pronounce it, because they say "ja" instead of "ja."
That's what I meant. I meant them for Sweden.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant for China as well. Okay, I don't know if China has J or not, man.
No, I think they do.
I mean, it is G
yeah, they
and
do.
Jamyang. That's true.
G, yeah.
It's only yee-haw.
Do you know what GG means?
Yeah.
Yeah? You learned that on ESL Pro League?
No? Wait, what does GG mean? Am I getting confused?
I don't know. Do you know what it means?
No? I'm going to say just to find out.
It's not something I can say on the
Jamyang has
broadcast.
found the Deagle kill instead of using the Mac 10 to say, screw it, I want the range, and he will be traded soon afterwards.
All I'm going to say is it's in your best interest to say GG how, not GG how.
Alright. See, I was just thinking good game.
No. I mean GG in the context of G the player.
I,
But Attacker has got himself a nice little opener there onto Spine, and somehow they have actually swindled a player past Say My Name. He's gotten one, but not the other, which is going to be a cause for concern. It will slow this rotate down quite substantially because Mosea is here, ready and waiting for one. No more than that. B site being cleared in the meanwhile by Tyloo. They are doing their due diligence, though, as we can see, there's nobody here. We've got a bomb plant down.
2 versus 2, this is going to be one of the best opportunities for the Ninjas to be able to get onto the bomb site. They've got themselves a Molotov, a smoke, and a flashbang. The only thing they're really missing out on is the kit. And Mercury's been forced forward. G's trying to give him some space to fight. Gets him the 1 versus 1, and Mercury will very quickly be delivering on that as well. They go back behind cover, and as a smoke is pulled out as a last-ditch effort, G will put Miami to bed. Which is something that doesn't happen very often. If you know Miami, they don't go to bed very easily.
That's true. I thought that was going to be a bit of a dig at G as well from you, because I remember you being a little bit of a G hater in the past. I want to say, though, I want to get your thoughts on it, too. I think G in this Tyloo roster has really been impressing me quite a lot.
I just didn't think G was amazing. My point was always, I thought Zaka was better than G at Open.
Right.
And they were both on the same team. So, like, I think G's good. Don't get me wrong. I think G's probably, like, better than Kaze and whatnot. But, like, it just felt strange to me that you had a team with Zaka and G when I thought Zaka was just better.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, either way, my takeaway has been G's actually kind of farming in this Tyloo roster. I see a lot of these kinds of games from him where he's yeah, 13-4, 12-5, those kinds of numbers, which I think is a really, really positive sign, because I think for me personally, it probably feels as though we're getting G's best form.
It's true.
If that makes sense. We probably haven't seen this level of consistency out from him really ever, I don't think.
He's really progressed.
So I'm very happy to see that.
He's really progressed from being like a player who's very shaky as well, is the thing, in terms of like big moments and whatnot, or in the pressure. He's grown into his role for sure. I think he's become a much better player as time's gone on as well. But I will say, Jordan, don't worry. If I'm a hater, I hate hard. You'll know.
That's true. That's true. I will not be speaking the name of any Oceanic teams or players in your presence.
Hey man, I love me some talent.
That would be a great risk.
Maybe
Speaking
risk
of, it
can
is-
be great over here as well. 5-7. Oh, he had the jump on Mercury, but Mercury's just got that head on a swivel thing going on. It's very rare that I actually say that, because I do think it's disrespectful to actually insane flicks. That was one of them.
That was an insane flick, yeah. I mean, that's just a case of timing, really. And Miami, easily dealt with as well by Mercury. All of a sudden, we're at 12. This game has kind of just flashed in front of my eyes, and it's almost done. Just one of those things, I guess.
Well, Rage is sitting with the Mag 7 to see what he can do in a very long-range angle. Of course, he was hoping someone to maybe come out of apartments. That would make more sense, but still. 12 now on the board for Tyloo. They are in position to close.
Certainly. However, there will be an investment from Ninja. So it may not be quite as easy as Tyloo would like it to be, although it has been pretty easy pickings regardless of whether or not Ninja have had guns or pistols or really anything. It doesn't seem to matter. Tyloo are getting through the majority of these rounds pretty okay. I mean, you just have to look at the numbers. You can see for yourself. Attacker 11-6, G 14-4, Mosey 15-7, Jamyoung 17-7. And even Mercury's positive and doing pretty well for himself, if not fantastically. G gets a second bite at the cherry there as Spine will come swinging past the half wall, give up his life. And, well, I just have to say that this round has very much vindicated exactly what I was just saying, because it really didn't matter that Ninjas had guns there, because they've barely done any damage. They have just gotten absolutely rolled. 13-4. Inferno is done. Tyloo will take the map, and they make it look extremely easy.
And as much as we might be saying that, hey, this might not be the best version of Tyloo in terms of what they want to commit to, motivation, yada, 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 they're still a really good team, right? Like, this is legitimately a top 25 team in the world right now. Yes, the rankings don't immediately reflect that, but I think it's not an unfair discussion to start having that, hey, Tyloo's pretty damn good. Ninja was always going to be having the cards stacked against them, and the problem is that this happens in Inferno, which is sort of one of the maps that I look out towards and I say, yeah, this team should be winning this one, but unfortunately, not so much. But we did have our player to watch having a couple of good moments. Our Kadia player to watch was, of course, Attacker, coming out with 11-6. Wasn't really contested all that often, but you can see why we said you should be watching him, because it felt like he was really just doing a great job to his role, wasn't he, Jordan?
Yeah, most definitely. I have no complaints at all about what we got, particularly that pit 1v3. Again, is exactly what you'd expect, or somewhat reminiscent of what we saw from him at ESL Pro League. So big props in my book to see Attacker back and performing at this level. We'll see whether or not he's going to be able to do that, though, obviously, in the next map, which is going to be coming up just after this. We'll take a short break here, and we'll jump back in when map 2 is ready to go.
I don't wanna be tied, hanging by your side. I don't wanna be tied, tethered to my pride. Hate to waste your time. Go and live your life. It's something that I've felt for some time. But as a moment of time go by, safety nets are overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tied, moving toward my pride. I don't wanna be tied, feels like it's my time. I don't need your light. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your time. Don't you waste your
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage. Yeah. I celebrate one last late night. My whole life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA. Headed on my way. I'm headed on my way to LA. Headed on my way soon.
Couple thousand miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. Yeah. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down. From getting
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
If you wanna be my love, only gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
Map number 1 not really going too well for Ninjas. Welcome back to ESL Challenger League Season 49. The Asian edition continues with Jordan, Elfish Guy Maze, and myself, Tea Time. Tyloo have won out Inferno. Coming up next, as you can probably tell by now, take a guess, guys. It might be Ancient? No, it's Inferno into Mirage coming out in the second map. Jordan, how are you feeling about this one?
Look, I think we're probably going to get a little more of the same. That'll be my take. Again, a pretty decent map, one that Tyloo even played a couple of times at ESL Pro League to, look, not amazing success, although to be fair, they did play against some pretty good teams in Gamer Legion and Na'Vi. So I don't know if you can necessarily expect much, but I think Mirage, at least domestically speaking for Tyloo, has always been a little bit of a stronghold kind of a map. So I'm not really expecting a huge amount out of Ninja, but just having a quick look back over at some of the results that Ninja have had on this map. They do have some wins against some of sort of the middle to lower of the pack. Your Dog Evils, Just Swing, a couple of names from the Chinese region that they've been able to beat. They beat God's Reign on this map as well. But to be fair, they also have a couple of losses, particularly against the Mongolian competition. So, yeah, it's been neither here nor there necessarily for Ninja. It's certainly not Tyloo's best map, but it's definitely up there. I think they'll be happy with Mirage here either way.
The thing is, I think this is Mercury's best map.
Okay.
And every time I see Mercury being able to have a good game, these days it does feel like a luxury. But at the same time, Tyloo's strange, right? Because Mercury and Mosaic, for the past like year and a half, 2 years, it always feels like they're swapping between who's supposed to be the young talent. Like at some point it's Mercury decimating everything, Mosaic looking kind of mid, and then suddenly these days Mosaic has been stepping up massively. It's just like they can't make up their mind on who should be carrying.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just one of those things. Everyone has their preference sometimes as well on positions and maps and this and that. And so maybe something just clicks for him. Let's see what happens here with Say My Name trying to click some heads. It's not worked out for him. G getting himself one. Attack for the follow-up. And yes, there is a trade back from Ninja, but they're going to need more than that, which they'll get in the form of Sasuke. So we are back to a 3-on-3, but Jamyoung has worked his way out onto the B. Bomb site can't win his duel. Mercury drops in middle. Now with the bomb in tow, G's going to have to get this one done alone.
Well, he gets the first one, and he knows where Rage is as well. Remember, Rage got the kill on the Jamyoung. G is good for it. He's too good for it, in fact. Jordan, have you heard of the famous strategy in the pistol round for T-Side Mirage of let's peek out 3 versus 3 into USBs with our Glocks in mid?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
In CS2, Glocks are pretty good.
Works. It really does work. Now, crouch peeking in, normally not fun, but hey, Tyloo can make it work out. And still becomes a little bit hairy towards the end of things. That's why you've got G. That's why you say Oppas are clutches.
Well, here's Mercury. The man who was on the tip of your lips. And he starts well. Takes a bit of damage. But getting the job done with that MAC-10, opening the account. A start is a start, and that's really all that you need at this point for Tyloo. Sure, the rest will steamroll their way through, although there's perhaps some miscommunication about what's happening on that A bomb site. In the end, they get the job more or less sorted.
Oh no, that was your chance to take a rifle away from them. Unfortunately, you've just donated a USB, and that's really about all. Alright, Mercury picks up the AK-47. He's asked for it. Attack it. Take that, Galil. Take it. That's why you're on this team. They give me my AKs. I hope he goes for a peek over towards A main. That's not happening. Oh well. Might be a quick mid peek out over versus the M4. Zo recognizing that there isn't an AWP on Ninja is critical for Tyloo's success in this round, as they will be looking to exploit out middle very quickly. Mercury will be interrupted by a smoke from the CT side, will not find anything, and while Jamyoung was flirting with Spine, he's been copped on the bum. He's been forced back, while Mazaya will collect a freebie onto Rage, who is getting really aggressive into apartments.
Yeah, I was just going to question that, and there's a push out here on the A side of the map as well, so extremities being pushed on both sides. One works, one doesn't. Kind of cancel each other out in the end. I thought it was a little bit quizzical there from Rage, frankly, but with the push happening on the A side of the map as well, some sort of calculated aggression, I guess, from Ninja on that CT side. Tyloo, however, in all that meanwhile, we're able to take mid control, and we know that mid is pretty much the most important spot on this map, because it does allow you to go wherever you want from there. So now that they have mid, they opt to go for a split toward the A bomb site, and Mercury already sneaking out through that bomb smoke. Through that smoke, that con smoke. Finally spots out Sasuke. Mercury also spotting out an opponent. The real threat, though, here will be Spine. I think at this stage of the game, he probably doesn't get checked, and indeed that will be proven correct. However, he will at least get traded, and that is important. But G, once again, is going to have to clutch out a 1-on-2, and this time he's only got 15 seconds to work with.
10 seconds. Getting tricky, getting dangerous, turns away, doesn't spot out the edge of the gun barrel that I think might have been revealed, and listen, I don't blame him for it at all, but Risk will cap it out. Ninja find themselves on the board. Again, that really does come down to Spine. It's very nicely done, and trades were there and whatnot, but still staying aggressive out towards short. It's also the initial aggression that takes down Jamyoung that has to be commended. The fact that they recognize that Jamyoung probably won't just be holding out from like on top of the terrace or something like it outside the A cave. That's very good recognition. This is fast from G. Very fast.
G likes to go fast. I respect it. But everything has now slowed down as Tyloo... Well, they kind of take apps control. They've taken mid. What are they going to do with it? Very deep smoke in the end there from Ninja. I don't know that that's necessarily fooling anyone. Attacker's going to go right through it, suss it out. So the rest of the team sets themselves up for an A take. They actually don't have a huge amount of util in hand at the moment. There may be some toss on the ground there, but G's got a smoke double flash. And I think there's another smoke that's gotten tossed over the top there as well. So 2 or 3 smokes, a couple of flashes over the top here. Pretty standard stuff. Tyloo try to work their way into the site following Mercury with that Tech 9. He couldn't get much done, but he has got information. And knowledge is power as far as Jamyoung is concerned as he starts to make some inroads. Not enough.
What is Attacker doing? He's trying to get a dual interconnector from short, but everyone's on the A bomb site, and for good reason. You've got the bomb here. G needs to make chaos and make this work, but he would really like to have a little bit more coming out from Attacker. Had Attacker dropped down into mid and forced these con players to look away, maybe there was something interesting. Still, Miami's got every advantage, but maybe not the advantage of aim. Attacker's got time to plant the bomb, will be able to dial in those digits, and Miami is cornered. He is afraid.
Oh, it's chaos. An Attacker thrives in that chaos. He's going to slip his way back into the jungle, and Miami, surely you can't win this round from here. 15 HP. Yes, he's got a defuse kit. No smoke, no nothing really to help him with this duel. You're going to dry peek into Attacker full HP with 15? I don't think so. Needs a 1-bullet headshot. He's going to tap the defuse. He's actually going to sit the defuse, and Attacker is going to make short work of that round in the end. It was unorthodox, I will give you that, but you can kind of see why it ended up working, because it's just so unexpected for Attacker to be there that he ends up finding that trade. And off you go, 3-1. Tyloo win themselves a round, which will be quite a big one in the grand scheme of things, because Ninja now running out of cash.
Yeah, $2,400 lost bonus for him means that they will be able to buy up an AWP onto risk, but only if he gets a kill or if Rage wants to maybe pick it up for himself instead and go naked without the Kevlar. Miami. Oh. Now, I am curious to see if G is going to end up T-side opping or not. Over here on Mirage, I think he's done a great job with the AK, and generally as well is an underrated rifler in many ways. Well, Attacker, goodbye, buddy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rude awakening for him, really.
Thing is, if Mosaic gets caught over here, you could lose the round. He's down to 66. Rage is not going to be able to recover the Galil, though, not in time, and that was sort of the win condition. Risk comes in, he's got the AK-47, he can try and cover off the bomb from crossing, and that could be what still makes things difficult. Now, as he watches out, Jamyoung will have to try and escort this bomb, and Risk will spot it, going for the cross. G's low, but it will not matter. There was a way they lose that round.
There was. There was, for sure. But that has felt like the case in a lot of rounds in this series. There's been a couple on Inferno as well where it seemed a little touch and go for Tyloo at a moment, but then at the end of the round you look at it and go, well, they ended up winning that with a couple guns alive, 3 guns alive in this case. So Ninja just not really taking advantage of those opportunities as they are presenting themselves. And Tyloo continue to dictate how this game is playing out at the moment.
I really want to see what Rage gets done over here. Oh, beautiful first kill. Mazea's not able to trade. Rage backs off and over into Van. He goes. Secondary aggression will net him another. And as there's a double bench setup, it's all down to Mazea to dismantle. He knows he's not taking down Rage, not quite yet. And as Rage is covering off, it is caught between angles, caught between fire. But it is Spine to make sure he's been given a chance he does not take. 2 versus 3 rotations to come in from short. A short jump that has been connected on twice, but it will have been heard as well. Mosaic knows what's coming over his way. The shadows have been spotted. The first kill is found. The second connects. Mosaic on for the ace, and as Risk will try to peek in, it is Mosaic to do it all. Rage and his attempts are all thwarted.
That is a beautiful round from Mosaic, and that's exactly the kind of player that he is. Just so cerebral, so reliable. The double on short, it never looked like he was going to lose that. And that is something that you'll see from Mosaic all the time. He's really, really solid in those multi-frag situations. Right when it's required. Steps up again for Tyloo. Probably should have been around for Ninja, but again, Tyloo are the ones to pull it through. And now they have a 5-1 lead. It's starting to snowball a little bit. Maybe almost out of control here for Ninja.
Well, it might be, considering that your best bet is winning one of these miracle rounds at this stage, but even that's been taken away from you. You're going to be down 1-6, and you've got a few more gun rounds where that came from, but this is Mirage. This is CT side. Ideally, you want to be walking home with, what, 5 rounds at least?
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Listen, he's not winning the round. I'll tell you that much, Jordan. It'll be a 1 versus 5 ace clutch if he does that. I'm willing to stake quite a bit on that, but he's making a meal of it. It is going to be all 5. He doesn't have the kit. He doesn't have the time. Does he? Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, so I am right about him not winning the round. But,
oh my God,
man, that's not what you want to see.
Lil Bro just watched the Huns versus Spirit game and thought he would have a crack at the old 9 moment with the Deagle. That was pretty much there. I mean, 9 got 4 kills with the Deagle. Sasuke's got 3. Similar fashion. Not enough to win the round, though. That's the important thing for Ninja here. As unfortunate as it is to say, look, getting guns, yeah, it's nice, but as long as Tyloo keeps winning, it's not a concern. Got the double orb through for Ninja, though. So maybe they can build off of that. 6-1. This could still swing back in some respects in the direction of Ninja if they can put together a round off of the back of all of those guns lost, and they might just be able to do that. That has put wind in the sails of Ninja, it seems.
Well, those sails might still be ripped open. Remember, despite the early opening kills, it is still G and Jamyang in a 2 versus 3. The flashes are out. G now looks to isolate the duel. Back over to Stray as he goes. Head's been found. Of course, it has been Rage. Wants to peek from behind the smoke that's been popped open, but he's having his own body peppered right down to almost nothingness. Miami's flank is likely unexpected, but oh, for how long? Rotation back into CT spawns already come through, and as Miami will now be spotted, his head was never supposed to be on the ground like that.
I don't think the head exists anymore, mate. It's probably blown into smithereens. Rage wants to go for this. I mean, I guess at this point you're down 1-6. You sort of have to. But what's your likelihood of winning this round? Well, look, if G's going to do that, maybe you've got a chance. Jamyang, though, just going to back away, play the time. Yeah, baited in for the peak. The shot through from Rage. Has he won the round? I think he has. Oh, that wasn't good from G at all.
What is Tyloo doing? Like, I have a genuine, like, that's an incredible round from Rage. Really it is, right? He stays alive inside the smoke by not peeking G and by not going for the refrag, and that's the right move to do with an AWP. That's where everything starts off. He gets taken down low because he does jump over into the smoke, but he still stays alive. But Miami goes down, he uses that information perfectly. Listen, it's all good, it's all great, but what the hell is Tyloo doing?
I don't know. I don't know. They, again, are
and
that online ESL Challenger League Tyloo that will just keep throwing bodies at the problem, even if there's no problem.
Well, they've created a problem now, Jordan. Losing 5 players in a 1 versus 5, even if you win the round, is going to do things to your economy. I don't think there's doubts about that. And then losing a 1 versus 2 afterwards, well, maybe twice over.
I am perplexed. That's really all I have to say about this. This has been a strange game with Mirage. I mean, this is still a winnable round, though, for Tyloo. 2 AKs, Tech 9's the Eagle.
Yeah.
Rosie and G are hitting their shots, too.
They're going over to the A-bomb site, though, which is defended out by a AWP underneath Risk. Rage will be able to just keep a hold of B, and you can have a fast rotation from Miami as well. Nice early headshot, and Spine will fall because if it's Sasaki, will find one at the very least, but he's still worried about that push through the smoke, and for good reason. Rage covers off, the bomb is being planted, and despite the stray bullets finding a lot of damage, it's not a lot of kills. It is Risk to finish things off, gets another one for his trouble, and now in the 1 versus 4, attacker is going to give nothing. So the orbs do come to fruition, and that will be giving Ninjas potentially even a chance for 4 rounds ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this is starting to get a little bit egregious from Tyloo, frankly. But as long as they can maybe win the last sort of round or 2 of the half, make it maybe an 8-4. Don't think we'll be too disappointed by that. The double AWP seemingly a bit of a problem though for Tyloo, and of course they don't have any money in this round, so we'll go back to square one for the moment. See if they can do some deagle work themselves.
No. Not when you're missing that shot. Sure, second wallbang is nice connection, but... Now, Rage is perched, right? I'll give you that. So Spine's the only player to cover him off. If this top mid push comes in fast and Rage misses a shot, things could go very wrong. Spine's got the flank on him. Mercury takes him down. Rage will be traded as well, but the problem is it's Glocks fighting in from short. It is not going to be the Deagles. There was an upgraded pistol there that could have been very different, but still, as much as I might be trying to thread the needle, it is still a just a thread at the end of the day.
This is where it gets real, though. Look, Ninja have had their fun. They've been given their customary 4 rounds by Tyloo. It's time to lock in, time to knuckle down if you're Tyloo. This has got to be an 8-4 half, otherwise it's a little bit embarrassing, really, the way that they would have let that slip. Got the guns to do it. Gonna try for an A hit. Looks like just a straight up A execute. That could be undone by Spine if he continues to push, but quick util usage out from Tyloo. 1 for 1. That main player traded by Rage, who was also close with the AWP. He'll need to get some more work done. Nice shots, and he gets one onto Jamyoung coming down the ladder as well. No scope headshot might still not be enough to hold the site. Mercury was a man possessed, but then so is Miami. And Tyloo will not be able to break open the A-bomb site.
Rage does an incredible job over there, and there's a reason why I think a lot of people, when you were initially, you know, going back to 2022 or 2021, a lot of people who were sort of having the conversation of, oh my god, does Kaze need to go because he was having a bit of a slump. Rage was one of the players you looked towards and said, hey, maybe that could be him. Never really made the actual leap out towards the top of the Chinese scene, but he does have those flashes of brilliance. Oh no! Oh no! Miami stabbed him in the back! I thought this guy's Miami, not London!
What was that?
That's wild!
This game literally, it has it all, does it not? Like this game of Mirage, it's the most Asia CS game.
No, it's the most Chinese Counter-Strike game.
It's wild. It's wild. It's got everything. It's backstabs, team kills, 1v5 near clutches, triple deagle headshot kill. You know, Mosey's shenanigans over there on the B-bomb site. G jumping up on the box, like why? On ticket booth. That's all I have to say.
Well, let's see if it's going to have an equalization. Let's see whether it's going to have a 6-6 scoreline. Rage, the man of the hour, but right now a man who cannot decide what to do, where to go, will fall spine. He's able to at least get himself the one, so it's back to a 3 versus 3. It's even. Both teams without utility. CTs have got the kits. This is exactly what you want to see. Sasuke, late round execution to come through, but Miami's not even forced to reveal himself just yet. G rotates back over. Attackers found Sasuke, and as Miami will be making noise, he will be sussed out. Attacker cannot be taken down through the benches. He needs to make this work. Miami good for one, Spine for the other. Ninja will find 6 off the back of some miracles. They will equalize. Can they do more though? Let's find out after a break.
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that ooh, never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. Feel like
right back into things we go. And if I was to ask you, Jordan Mays, also known as Selfish Guy, if I was to ask you that if I take a team that is the greatest Chinese team of all time and I pit them against like a team, let's say maybe 170 ranks lower than them, I give them a 6-1 lead to the half. How do you think that goes?
Oh, well, I have done a bit of Asian Counter-Strike in my time, so I actually wouldn't be hugely surprised if you told me it went back to 6-6, but man, the fashion in which that ended up playing out was wild. That was a bit of everything, really. Clutches, trolling moments, knives in the back, shenanigans, generally speaking. Yeah, it was just everything, but hopefully we get a little bit more of the Tyloo that we saw on Inferno here in the second half, and indeed, for the first sort of quarter of this game, I would say that Tyloo was looking quite good as well. They just did a little bit of trolling in the middle, and gave Ninja a little bit of a sneak back into that game, and also maybe some momentum as well. There was the economic factor as well as the momentum that made the difference, I think, there for Ninja. But now it's a clean slate heading into the second half.
This is the strangest start to a pistol run I've seen in a while. A very early push out towards the B-bomb side. That will end up being a completed push, I suppose. But Tyloo are overcome and overrun by it. Risk is in an excellent position far forward into the marketplace as Mosaic and Attacker will be his targets. He should be collecting on them. Should have made it look easy. And in the end it is. But labored spray with the dualies.
Low HP. Doesn't seem like it's going to really help G out. We're not getting the swings that we needed. And so 7-6 will be the scoreline. And it will favor Ninjas. Well, they're going to get the buy through first, of course. Tyloo opting to save. We may be in for a bit of a longer map here. Or perhaps, dare I say, an upset? This is how it starts.
Listen. Yeah, I mean, 6-1 deficits are not normally how upsets start, but you are right, the pistol round is. Like, Ninjas have played a good game so far. And I think for me, what I'm really curious about, because, listen, this round should be pretty much a gimme. What I'm very curious about is what they're going to do when they can't rely on Rage's hopping. Nicely done from Risk to collect 2 of those frags, and it is going to be a stable showing from Ninja.
Yeah, as you'd like to see. Attacker going to see if anyone is silly enough to go through the vent, but nicely timed from Ninjas. They peek together, and Attacker goes flying one way or another.
Well, no AWP out for Tyloo, so they're not going to have that same stopping power that was powering Ninja forward. It's weird when they say stopping power is powering someone forward, but it's true.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
a reverse stop.
If Ninja could pick this first gun round up, then it starts to feel real. But I'm
It
gonna...
already feels a little bit real.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna reserve my judgment until I see this first gun round play out, though.
Rage is low. Rage is gone. The A-bomb side, though, is largely empty. There's only G to defend, and that too from jungle. That's where easy trades can come out, and Sasuke shows us exactly how. The double push from Connector, though, gives backup, but it still trades, and Mosaic is the trade did. 1 versus 2 for Jam Young, who's had a poor game so far. 6 and 12, a stark contrast to what he was delivering on Inferno, but a 1v2 on this very bomb side is exactly how Tyloo started to lose. It's only karmic retribution if they can start to win from it as well. Ninja have slowed things down. They want to be patient. They want to make Jam Young sweat. But this is a man who has been born, bred, and buttered in antiperspirant.
Yeah, but maybe not on Mirage. He's 6 and 12. It's a far cry from what we saw from him on Inferno. This would be a nice clutch to grab, but they do seem prepared for him in CT. It won't matter. They missed every shot. They literally missed every shot bar one. I think only 1 bullet's connected onto Jam Young there. That's unbelievable that he can clutch it like that.
I mean, this is where you just have that class, that pedigree. It doesn't matter where he is. It doesn't matter what he's doing. This is why I will always believe in Jamyang in a late round situation. It has been years since this man has been showing it at every stage, be it the smallest or the largest, Challenger or Pro. But Rage is not done yet. Finds himself the opening pick out towards the A side, and if he'd had the bomb, this round could have very well been over. The problem is, that bomb is going to be nowhere nearby at all.
No siree. Tyloo, though, sent in a bit of a spin. They're all over the map at the moment. There's pushes into T spawn. There's going to be a trade in. G's dead. Like, what is going on here? They've got jungle control. They've got CT pushes. I mean, this guy, there's a minute 12 left on the timer. He's pushing into market. Mosey somehow knows there's a player on the B site. This round is wild. It's like Tyloo just were like, well, you guys can have the entire map and we'll just play retake, pretty much. That persists. This molly, if it ticks onto Mosey, well, either way, he does get picked up as he pushes his way out the window. Rotation comes through from Mercury. He is there quickly, and he's got a lot of util, but Sasuke full HP could be on for the clutch here. I wonder if he's been heard, though, by Mercury, by bench. It seems as though he has. Mercury looking in that direction. Definitely spotted him now. AK v M4, though. Who wins this duel? Well, Nade there. He's going to put Sasuke down to one-shot territory for the M4. If there's a headshot, which there will not be, at least not from Mercury. 9-7. Ninjas hold on to the lead.
Listen. This is the difference between a big team front running and a, underdog making it work. Tyloo, 1 versus 5, they lose all 5 players, they get chill. 1 versus 2, they get 2 chill. Ninja's never gonna chill, because Ninja always knows that threat that is always lurking, that niggling feeling in the back of your mind that maybe I don't belong in this lead, so let's try and make hay while the sun is out. Rage has to be careful not to be forfeiting this weapon for free. A lot of missed shots is certainly not helping.
Well, that molly's causing some problems as well, as it forces Spine just out into no man's land, low on HP. This round is definitely not the cleanest from Ninja. Should still be theirs.
Mercury uses flashbang very early on. Flashes out from Risk as well to try and keep them away. This is going to be a 4-man CT barrel roll through with Jamyang to serve as distraction. Out he goes. He's even got himself a dink. Mosea in hot pursuit. It's Risk cornered in. The USB should be taking him down, but they need to get on the bomb defuse as well. They can't get there in time. Miami's won the round just by staying alive. And listen, he's done more than that with the 2 kills, but it does get far too close for an anti-USB situation.
Well, he's going to lose his life, but end of the day, Ninjas are more than happy to be taking rounds. Just don't know if this is enough to convince me, honestly. Some of these rounds from this second half have been a little bit happy-go-lucky, let's say, from Ninja. And if Tyloo really lock in, I do still have that faith that they can pull this one back, but it's kind of starting to get to that point where I do wonder if Tyloo are going to have enough time, particularly if it doesn't happen this round. Money again going to be low for Tyloo. They'll be down 11-7. That nade is a really good start, though, from Jamyang. It is going to speed Ninja up.
Flashes overhead. Jamyang's isolated. Mosea's not going to be nearby for quite a while. Mercury's the one who's found 1, and it's Mosea now who's made his way back onto the bomb site. Still 3 versus 4, and Jamyang somehow still alive. A grenade at his back, and Sasuke at the front. Say My Name will be the one to take him down. Bomb's being planted. Miami waits. He knows about the player back out towards short. It's just a fight he doesn't feel like taking. He's really very low, and his risk will fall. It has to be repositioning from the man named after a city.
Oh, he's gone into Van, which is probably, in this situation, the most obvious position to be in. Doesn't need to be watching apps at all. He knows where these last remaining 2 players are. Tyloo, though, gonna look for him. Gonna not quite find him with that grenade. Hang on. Kill onto Mercury. Could still be possible. Headshot required. Miami versus G. It's gonna go the way of Tyloo. But by the skin of their teeth, they get through that round. My goodness.
Gosh, no one's making money in these, but the problem for Ninja is that they don't have a loss bonus. $1,900 for them, as they will be relegated back to the Glocks. It's the next round where their buy becomes slightly healthier, but only slightly. Especially if they're going to end up buying any Deagles or anything of the sort. I hope that they don't. I really do.
Well, to save here is Ninja. This is where it really gets rolling, though, for Tyloo, I feel. You get to sort of have your cake, but you don't necessarily get to have your cake and eat it here if you're Ninja. You get to the 10 rounds, but I just don't really get the feeling that they're going to close this one out. It's a very clean round from Tyloo.
God, look at how scrappy this buy is, Jordan. There's no Molotovs. There's no HEs. It's flashes and smokes. It's like you're back in 1.6. And it's going to be an A-side commitment. Rage can move past this incendiary, but it's a possibility that is being watched out for. Attackers alone, he only has an MP9 to defend this bomb site with, and his position's been revealed. The smoke will buy him some time, but they're still dancing inside of it. He's managed to get the better of them. A 1-for-1 is more than good enough, and Rage popping open the smoke is actually his opponent's job. Does take advantage of it, but unfortunately it's Mosea who's the difference maker. 2 kills found, turn it into a 3 versus 2.
Very winnable still, though, for Ninja, with that player in jungle being able to cause a bit of a ruckus. Sasuke will be a big difference maker based on his timing. Mercury will now be aware that flash, a good one. Coverage, not good enough from Mosey, but Mercury, decent trade. Well done from him, and Jamyang does win his duel coming through from CT. So, round over again in the favor of Tyloo. We're back to 10-10. And the chances of a map win now for Ninja are starting to dwindle.
Out in front of our very eyes. I mean, that one clutch from Jamyang, right? If not for that, Ninja probably have already won this game by now. So many good moments from them, so many fantastic attempts, fantastic opportunities, but that is going to be something they turn back to and wonder. And it's Tech 9s that they put some faith into, not all of it. Hard to put all of it into the pistols. Early flashes used, no one blind. Mosea watches out like a hawk. A dead
for one. I mean, you'll take that if you're Ninja at this point, and they are also starting to scale onto this site nicely. Jamyang scrambling for that kill. We'll get it. Attacker's also got himself one, but there are still some bits of chip damage being done. Not enough, apparently, as Tyloo will go up to 11. And they get closer to sealing the deal.
Ninja are at this stage on their last limb. You fall over here, your entire body crumples down. You're on the ground. You're wondering where it all went wrong. And maybe you're not even wondering, maybe you know where it all went wrong. But for now, this round will at least be what stands between them and that sorry fate. Anticipating underpass aggression is risk. Re-smoke out the window. This is where Ninja starts to make a move.
Yeah, they are collapsing upon this A site. 3 players to defend, maybe even 4, debatably, if G can get involved in this round as well from short. Mercury's just going to tuck himself safely in a jungle, so that connector angle becoming a little bit of a problem. Mosey caught with the smoke in hand that he was tossing towards A main. Tyloo capitulating a little bit in this round, and money will definitely be a factor that they will want to consider. This could be safe territory immediately. Jammin does have 9k. Surely you're not going for this 1v4.
I mean, money's bad for everyone else. You have to go back to save, but there is no path of retreat available to you. It's only forward that you can go. And with the bridges burned, Jamyung will have to swim to shore. CT spawn provides him some solace. Will it be enough? Ninjas keep themselves in it.
Yeah, for now. I mean, look, this could very well be an OT game as well. Money isn't quite there for Tyloo if they don't win this round. But then again, Ninja also don't have fantastic funds. They'd be slightly better off if they were to lose here. They would be able to scrounge a little bit of a better buy together than what Tyloo would be, just because they've got that loss bonus and a little bit of extra cash in the back pocket. But losing this round, I mean, this round is actually probably the one that you need to win on either side.
Smoke out, but they've already moved past it in through the connector. It's going to be G to take the initial peek. Not punished for it, but the problem is Mercury should be no. They've missed their chances. 3 kills from Tyloo. And Ninja, who have consistently been trying to fight for their lives, might end up forfeiting them. An impressive showing on Mirage, but it doesn't feel like they're coming into this next round with the most. Rage in a 1 versus 5 is hunting for ghosts, but he's realized that he can just meet them in the afterlife himself.
I mean, that won't quite do it for Tyloo, but it gets them most of the way there. Only the 3 AKs to contend with in this round. Tech 9 out for Sasaki. Spine will take a Deagle. To be fair, though, I'm a bit nervous, honestly. If I'm Tyloo here, Ninja gotten a bit of work done with these pistols. The Deagles have definitely been sharp.
For sure.
Say my name, aka Risk. Doing pretty well, has that AK in hand. Rage down low. So overall, the start is good for Tyloo, particularly with that kill. Starting to put the pieces of the puzzle into place. That will help as well. The picture is becoming clearer for Tyloo, and it's looking like it might spell 13-11.
It's a long spelling. And it feels like it's been a long time coming. Tyloo started off this game up 6-1. And while Ninja have done everything they can to provide opportunities to themselves, it was always trying to climb up a mountain covered with ice. They slip down, they fall to their deaths, and Tyloo could never be more relieved.
Yeah, I mean, me too, honestly, because that would have been a bit of a stinker for Tyloo to let go all the way to OT, let alone even potentially a loss. Again, we're talking about VRS points. We're talking about these kinds of things being very, very important now heading into the MRQ sort of timeline, right? We're a month or so away from all of that discussion really kicking off, but it's something that has to be in the back of the minds, I think, of these players and teams at all times. So a little bit too close for comfort for mine there for Tyloo, but at the end of the day, when it comes to Challenger League, as long as you're getting the wins on the board, that's really all that matters. It doesn't necessarily matter how, particularly in the case of these BO1s in the group stage, right? Once we get into the playoffs, maybe there's a little bit more of a momentum element to come into the conversation, but A win's a win for Tyloo. It wasn't the cleanest, sure, but it was good enough.
No doubt about that. Now, we're going to be looking over towards our Kadia player to watch as well. Attacker was the one we selected before this match, and I think we have seen a lot of interesting moments from him. Again, on Mirage as well, he displays that same quality of always being good for that one kill, even underneath that massive amounts of pressure. You look back towards a round where he's been spotted out by 3 different players, and he's running away back into Under Palace, still able to get that frag out. He is a real role player in a region that has infamously struggled with finding players of that particular characteristic.
Yeah, indeed. Here's the standings as they are after today. The division still up there towards the top end. Rare Adam go up to 12 and 6. Looks like minus 72C have dropped down a little. Not the end of the world though. Still in a pretty good spot. Tyloo also on the rise. 9 and 1 is a pretty decent looking scoreline at the moment. So usual suspects up towards the top end of that board.
Well, we're going to keep an eye on that board and more as time goes on. Remember, ECL is not done for today. You've got more action on the European side of things coming up after a couple of hours. Make sure you check out this beautiful man over here, Jordan Elfish Guy Mace. And then I'm going to be saying goodbye to you as well. This has been Tea Time and Elfish Guy. Thank you all for tuning in. Take care. See you guys next time.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problem. They're never gonna hold me